Had this car for 2 hours.
Go!
Took it just around to kind of get to know it. Every time we stopped. Is that a Shelby? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the channel. My name is Michael for Ford Truck Enthusiasts, Mustang Forums, and the Mustang Source. Today we have a 2020 Mustang on hand, but not just any Mustang, the Shelby GT 350. Now you might be saying to yourself, what's so special about a Shelby GT 350? They came out in 2015, they've been available for 5 years, the GT 500 is here, and of course that's what we want to explore because Ford is officially ending GT 350 production for the 2020 model year. So next year in 2021, you're only going to be able to get GT 500, the Mach 1, Mustang GT, and Mustang EcoBoosts in those variants. The window sticker. Behold! The official window sticker of the 2020 Shelby GT 350. Here's what we know about this one. Obviously, at this point, the GT 350 is infamous. It's got a 526 horsepower, 5.2 liter flat plane crank V8, which revs up to 8,250 RPM, and it's mated to a 6-speed Tremec transmission. That's the standard stuff. Standard usually is you get Recaro seats, you get magnetic ride control, you get an active valve exhaust. Last year in 2019, they upgraded a few things to make it a little bit better than the GT Performance Pack 2, which had a lot of nice features as well. So what they've added is they've got the GT 500 spoiler and aero back here. That was developed from them. They learned a lot of that. This one also has the handling package, which adds the gurney flap in the back. And of course, they now come standard with Michelin Pilot Sport Cup 2 tires, which is an R-compound racing tire. So amazing on the track when they're warmed up. You gotta be a little bit careful when it's cold, and it's not a great idea to drive this particular tire in the rain. If you need that, you gotta go with the PS4S. Anyway, so looking at this particular one, it's been upgraded with the heated and cooled leather seats, so that's $495, $2,000 for the technology package, $850 for that handling package, so that includes the gurney flap in addition to some adjustable strut top mounts, $500 for one piece of exposed carbon fiber on the dash. I know people like carbon fiber. $400 for the car cover, $1,300 for the gas guzzler tax, and of course, because this is the Heritage Edition, $1,965. Did you catch the reference? For an exclusive color, which is Wimbledon white with guardsman blue stripes over the top and along the sides, and it looks the part. A lot of people, I think, are gonna say, hey man, like $2,000 for a paint and stripe package, that seems insane, but I was doing a little bit of research, and yes, it is a little bit more expensive than the other color options, but if you get the orange color, the metallic orange color, I think, is it Twister Orange? Twister Orange. If you get that, and you get just regular old black stripes with that, and you get a black painted roof, you know that is effectively the same price, so it is more expensive, but it's not crazy to have this kind of very unique color that they only bring out. The last time this color came out was in 2015 for the 50th anniversary during the launch of the S550. But anyway, so all of this stickers for $67,840. Next, what we're going to talk about is what it's like to drive a GT 350, especially a 2020 model, and what it's like to compare that to my experiences with the GT 500. Now, first up, this is an exceptional car to drive. With these R-compound tires, it's particularly sticky. The MagneRide is amazing. It's so much smoother than an S197 Mustang. It really just sticks to the road. The Tremec transmission is exceptional. You can shift right at the red line without any problems going into gear. It's smooth and beautiful. The engine note is exotic. It rips all the way up to 8250 RPM, like I said. It's just a very, very tight, smooth, but also comfortable car. Like I, did an hour and a half in Los Angeles stop and go traffic yesterday, and it was no problem. Like The thing about the high revving Mustang engines with dual overhead cams is that they're really docile down below. So the clutch is light, there's a spring assist and all that sort of stuff. And you can just kind of stop and go in this thing and like it's a normal car, like it doesn't have 526 horsepower. And then when you get up past 3,000, 4,000 RPM, this thing comes alive and it just pulls and pulls and pulls, and you shift and you haven't even hit the red line. So you have to train yourself to 8250. It's crazy pants. But compared to the GT500, that thing is just next level. It's got 250 more horsepower, of course, and it just kicks you back in your seat. And what makes it exceptional is that, so the way I like to describe the experience is that the GT500 makes you feel like a superhero instantly. You know, it's got a DCT transmission, so it ships faster and better than most of us can, probably everybody. And it just goes so fast. Ford has found a way to make it hook. It makes you feel like you're an amazing driver. Now, of course, you have to be safe with these things. You have to learn such a powerful car. You have to learn how to launch it if you're drag racing and all those types of things. But the GT500 can do anything. It's a missile in a straight line. It can handle in the curves. It is still pretty heavy, but it's an amazing car. The GT350 is a car that asks you to become a better driver, asks you to work on your shifting and your rev matching, and it's that perfect kind of mix between raw 60s and 70s analog feeling mixed with 2020 modern amenities. So, you know, you can be going down the canyons of this thing, revving it out and enjoying yourself, listening to Sirius XM radio with a cold bum. Let's talk about the Shelby GT350 versus the Boss 302. On my Boss 302 S197 generation live axle, this is the best handling live axle Mustang of all time. And it has, oh, here comes my executive assistant. Okay, so the Boss, it does have a Coyote, but they call it the Roadrunner variant. So, did you catch the reference? So basically they swapped out a bunch of internal parts for the engine. Got forged parts, it's got different cams, it's got a unique suspension, and it's got this what they call surround sound exhaust. So it's got two pipes coming out under the car, you know, by the driver's and passenger's side window, and it's got you know, tips out the back. And I've put GT500 quad tip mufflers on from a 2013 GT500. Hello. So the Boss revs just as high as the current Gen 3 Coyote and the 2018 Plus Mustang. I think it's got better gearing with its version of the MT82. Of course, that is a problem. It does lock out at higher RPMs when you're trying to shift, so it's not quite as good as the it's not quite as good as the Trevik, of course. But this engine is a lot of fun. It sounds great, and there's more room inside it. Even though I have the Recaro seats, I can fit 4 people, including my brother, he's just under 6 foot tall, my wife, who's like 5'7"ish. They can sit in the back, not super comfortable, but more comfortable than the S550. All right, we're getting in. All right, here we go. Put the seat back. I'm 6 feet tall, and this is my head in the back of a Mustang. This is terrible. So for me, this is a car that is perfect for me in my situation, since I sometimes need to go places with family, but overall, objectively, the GT350 is a better car. There's a reason why all of the auto journalists flipped out when this thing came out. They did their comparisons with this, the old school versus the new school. The suspension is smoother over bumps. The magnetic ride is very adaptable to track scenarios, road, highway. It's a very, very smooth, tight, capable car that IRS and of course that amazing engine really, in transmission, push this into the next level. The S550 GT350 is a big step up. Sitting here with the Shelby GT350 trying to figure out how to put words to the end of an era. I think the big takeaways from this is that if the GT500 is the King Cobra, I'm gonna call this the Queen Cobra. It's in my opinion, the second best Mustang ever made. in terms of handling and performance and value and all those crazy things. It's exotic, it's unusual, it's a car that asks you to become a better driver. It's a driver's car. It's something that harkens back, right? This is the Heritage Edition. Well, we're looking back square at Ken Miles and Carroll Shelby, and we're trying to blend that with all the 2020 technologies and amenities, and it's an extraordinary experience. It makes you feel alive, it makes you feel free. Why do we drive Mustangs? Because we want to connect with the world. We want to connect with the sights and the sounds of our cars and of our friends and our family and the people in the world around us. We want to go drive and we want to go see things, man. We want to go fast. We want to feel alive at the edge. This car does that in a very extraordinary and unusual way for an American car. Hats off to Ford for doing this project, and I love this Heritage Edition being the swan song because it looks the part better than any of them. I think it's a gorgeous color combination. I think it's classic. I think it's perfect for the name Heritage. The GT350 is still special. If you get a chance to buy one, if you are the person looking for that engagement, that manual only experience, and this is an exceptional transmission, one of these or one of these used might be the key for you. And if you're looking for more power, there's always the GT500, or you can slap a supercharger on one of these, or a Mustang GT or Mark 1 or whatever, man. Thank you again to Ford for sending over this loaner. It was a great, but way too short 3 days. Great job on sending out the GT350 with an excellent swan song. I love the look of this Heritage Edition. It's the one to get if you're gonna stick with the GT350 until you can get a 500 or in place of. If you're looking for something to roll your own gears, you cannot do that with the GT500. I hope you all watching are well and safe. Please like and subscribe. Please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, join our forums, and we will see you on the next video. Cheers. Hey look, I'm that guy that got my car on my t-shirt. Sorry, I make terrible jokes. I'm a dad, you guys. It comes with the territory. Insert that beautiful drone footage. Boom.